Well, hello. Today I'd like to take you back to Germany and back to the channel's roots. We're going to look at a vintage German pen, the Reform 4251. So let's dive into it. All right, so I don't know if this is original packaging or just a container sent to me, but let's see what's inside it. A slim black vintage pen in a wrapper. Ooh, it's gray. It's not black. See? We got a gray pen here. Alright, so there it is. I couldn't get it to sit straight. But there's a reason why I couldn't get it to sit straight. So let's take a look. That's why I couldn't get it to sit straight. The cap is slightly triangular. Not the rest of it, just the cap. But this is a Reform 4251 piston filling pen. Open it up. Segmented ink window. And we have a beautiful Reform nib, which I think is gold. From the sticker on the pen, I'm guessing gold. Oh yeah, 14C 585 Germany is what's written on the nib. In case you don't believe me. Oh, there we go. There you be. And if you didn't catch it before... Alright. So, not quite one of those slim black vintage pens that I like, but it's a slim gray vintage pen. So, I have found sometimes these Reform nibs can be hit or miss. Some are great, some aren't. I'm hearing some bubbling as I screw the piston. Hardly any bubbling that time. Definitely seems to have filled it. Of course, this pen is from Proto Pens, so I know that it is very well cleaned and prepared for this. So I have no worries at all. So this is the Reform 4251. The ink in it is, of course, Parker Quink. Washable blue. I will mention, in the interest of full disclosure, that I did buy one of these on the used market, not from Proto Pens, just one as a repair project. Never got it to write reliably, so I've never done a video on it. And so I saw this one and decided I wanted it. And so far, there's some flex to it. I totally screwed up the oblique test, but whatever. The important thing is there's some flex to it. Wetness and flow. Yeah. Smear test. Whoop! Reverse writing, which can be a bit of a gamble with a flexier nib. It's definitely an extra fine. I don't want to call it scratchy. I'd say it's scratchy the way an extra fine would be, if that makes sense. And finally, the world-famous Peer Gustafson test. Okay, a couple of the downstrokes it missed. This one, this one. I want to say it's my fault, but I am not sure. Oh, yeah, there's another one. So, not perfect on some of the downstrokes. So, but I think fun can be had with it. Now, what's the point of this? Don't know. I guess to make it different. Because they didn't make the other end different, so, you can machine this pen and then, we'll just make a different cap because it's special. So, that was the Reform 4251. Of course, as soon as you saw that vintage Bach gold nib, you knew this was going to be a good pen. That's almost always a sign of a good pen. I was thrilled with it. All of my writing with it was good. I didn't use it as a daily writer. Honestly, when I filmed the first impression, that was the writing sample. That was about a year ago. It's been a while. Anyway, I was thrilled when I picked it up and started writing with it again. I enjoyed it, and I do. Those vintage gold Bach nibs are just wonderful. Hi, editing me here. So I mentioned several times the wonders of the Bach nib on that pen. Got my set put away, sat down, edited footage. Then I started writing a couple things down with that pen, and I just shit. That's not a Bach nib, it's a Reform nib. So I will say this. Everything I said about Bach nibs, true. Reform gold nibs, more of a gamble. This is a good one. This one writes beautifully. Except when I'm doing a high pressure test like the Pierre Gustafson test, it writes just fine. But as I said, I have another one of these that has been a source of heartache. And it was down to the nib and feed. So make of that what you will. So I thank you for watching. We'll go back to past me. I kind of like the gray color. It's a little different. It makes it kind of stick out amongst my slim black vintage pens. And the triangular cap makes it stick out a little bit. Does this triangular cap do anything else? Nope. I guess maybe it makes it harder for it to roll. But we got a clip, so it seems to want to roll to the clip anyway. I wish I would have filmed that, but I didn't think of it. So, I don't know that the cap does anything. I feel like the body is interchangeable with other Reform pens, and the cap is just something a little different that they did. But on the whole, good writing experience, comfortable in the hand, like a lot of the Reform pens are. As far as the pocket test, no pocket in this sweater, so we'll just slip it over the t-shirt that I'm wearing underneath. I missed. That was not the pen's fault. It's my fault. Yeah, slips on pretty easily. A little tight, but probably in a pocket test you want that. I don't know. But, yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a pen I found at Proto Pens quite a while back. And, I know they always have some, well, I shouldn't say always, but they often have some interesting vintage pens there, and this is an interesting one that I found there. So, I want to thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.